So I thought I had a different sort of video planned. I thought I was going to be doing a do not buy, but instead I'm doing a racing game of the year video. And that title easily goes to Forza Motorsport because as far as I'm aware, there was a problem. I did a previous video telling players to be careful. And that was because there was possibly a problem where you would upgrade or buy a new car and you would be put into an infinite loading screen, and because the game's always online, it would essentially crash your game, and upon restarting, you would either lose career progress or your data would be entirely corrupt. Well, I've played a couple of hours of the game now, and that is not the case at all, at least in my personal experience. It was affecting quite a lot of players during the early access period, so I thought it would affect a lot of people upon the full launch. But I don't think that is the case anymore. I'm not entirely sure, but at least in my experience, I've not had any of that. And I'm going to say, if you're interested in this game, you don't have Game Pass, and you want to save yourself a little bit of money because you don't want to dish out 60, 70 quid, there is a link, the top link in the description. It'll say Get Cheap Games. It'll take you through the CD keys. If you use that, you can pick up the game, save yourself some money, and it is an affiliate link, so at the same time, you'll be supporting the channel because I earn commission off it. But do yourself a favour if you're a little bit on the fence. If you do eventually decide to purchase it, go through CD keys, save yourself a little bit of money. And then into Forza Motorsport, I started the game, I got a little bit frustrated because you can't skip any of the intro cinematics and stuff. There's a lot of talking and essentially story to a racing game, which I'm not there for at all. But then you get into the first cup, like the tutorial cup, and it's just such a well put together game. The graphics are really, really good. The performance is incredible because a lot of games come out nowadays where they're buggy, there's like frame drops. This game doesn't have any of it, at least in my experience. Like, this is all based on my experience with the game. No frame drops. The handling of the cars is pretty much spot on. And then after you've done that like tutorial cup, you go into like full-on races where you're doing different playlists or you're doing different events. And you go into those, you get to do your practice, and then you go into the full race after. And one thing I really, really like about this game is you can pick where you want to start on the starting grid. And what I like to do is, if it's predicting that I'm going to end first, I like to pick somewhere right at the back, so there's more of a challenge, there's more rewarding, you're earning XP for your cars by overtaking. I mean, to be fair, I've got it on the settings where I can smash into other cars and not do any physical damage. So I kind of use a lot of cars as my walls, like corner, occasionally. I don't do it all the time. But another thing I really enjoy is the cars, at least in the first event, the cars you can buy, they're not overpriced. You're earning enough credits to buy cars comfortably. You've got a decent choice of cars you can buy. And I'm pretty sure this game is live service, so I'm sure there's going to be new content that comes to it later down the line. If you complete the career and you start getting bored, there's multiplayer and everything. And I really, really like the leveling up system for your cars. It can be a little bit tedious. You're racing, you go through your practice, you're setting the best sectors, so you're not getting XP during the actual race. But once you level up, you're unlocking new parts you can add. You can use the points that you've been awarded to, like, essentially purchase the upgrades. You can make your car better to drive. And there are lots and lots of different ways you can earn XP through your sectors, through overtaking. I honestly think this has got to be, at least in my opinion, Racing Game of the Year of 2023. And I didn't think I'd be saying that based on the issues in during early access that I had heard of, where it's corrupting data and it's resetting some of your career progress. I thought this was going to be a do not buy. But after playing it, I really fully enjoy it. I've got all of my personal settings that I prefer. So I've got the racing lines only on corners. I've got some of the assists when you're driving turned off, and it's just so nice to see these cars as all the different camera angles and stuff that you need. It's a typical racing game really, but it just feels so smooth, it looks so nice, and I like that they've added features like your car level system. You can choose where you want to start on the grid, you go for practice laps, you're setting good lap times. It's a really, really enjoyable racing game. And if you've got Game Pass, you can play with no extra cost. So that is my video, my opinion on Forza Motorsport. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.